going on, y'all? Wanted to do a couple quick videos while I'm on the road. Yo, so I wanted to do a video on the Charlos. Oh, be on the lookout. I got a lot of videos coming up. I just put out a video on Crawford and Felix Diaz. Make sure you check that video out. All right, I just uploaded that one. Make sure you check out a couple videos I got coming up on Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. All right, I'm gonna do 2 separate videos on them. All right, I'm gonna do like reasons on why Ward is gonna win in one video, and then I'm gonna do another video on reason why I think Kovalev is gonna win this rematch. Right, because this rematch is gonna be a toss-up, just like the first fight was. All right, so be on the lookout for those 2. You know, I'm gonna do those 2, and then eventually I'm gonna do a full breakdown video of the fight. All right, the rematch of who I think is gonna win and how I think it's gonna go. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Also, be on the lookout for me doing, I'm gonna put out a pound for pound video. All right, I haven't done a pound for pound list in like 2-3 years. All right, since I like started this channel. All right, I never really was a fan of doing them, but I was thinking about it this morning. I was able to whip up a list in like 2 minutes. All right, not that serious to me, but be on the lookout for that. And also, somebody requested this morning for me to do a video of my top 10 heavyweights right now. So I'll get that list going, and I'll throw that video out there as soon as I get some time. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Now, as far as the Charlos, all right, a lot of good things happening with the Charlos. All right, I wanted to do this video a couple weeks back, like around the Jamel Charlo Hatley fight. I had seen an interview with Jamal, and Jamal said something and like you know, I'll beat both Danny Jacobs and Golovkin up. He'll beat both of them, you know. And a lot of people didn't like it, you know, because he seemed real cocky about it. He was like, yeah, I'm moving up to 160 now, so we ain't friends no more. And I'm assuming he's talking about Danny Jacobs, right? But you know, listen, I liked it. I don't see a problem with that. Like, I saw people talking in the comments like who this guy is. Yo, Jamal Charlo, if you don't know who he is by now, you better learn about who he is. You saw that work he was putting in at 154. He's a problem. And outside of Danny Jacobs, you know, if Canelo don't win this fight against Golovkin, I think Jamal has the best shot out of everybody else. You know, because the dude ain't small. He's gonna be the right size at 160. You know, I mean, he's going up in weight, but he ain't no small one. You know, he was a big guy at 154. And he's very good. He's very good. And he has power. You know? So I'm very interested in seeing that fight. In fact, I would love to see Jamal Charlo fight Danny Jacobs too. You know? We got all this Canelo mess going on. I think Jacobs, you know what? I think Charlo is working on a fight. I can't remember exactly. I should have checked before I made this video. But I forgot who Charlo might be fighting first at 160. I forgot who it is. But yo, Charlo Twins, you gotta respect them. Both of these guys still undefeated. You know, couple of fights that were close. You know, Jamal had his close fight with Austin Trout. You know, a lot of people, you know, some people out there thought Trout won that fight. You know, people thought, like, I thought it was a draw. But yo, he did his thing against J-Rock. That was a good fight, you know, for the amount of time that it lasted. It was a good fight, you know, and I think J-Rock is the truth, but Jamal got him out of there, you know. Hope J-Rock bounced back. But then you have Jamel now, who... Thing about Jamel is when he fought John Jackson, I was worried about him because I know he had changed camps. All right, he went over there with Errol Spence trainer, and you know, he was coming forward. He was fighting differently. You know, he's sitting down on his punches, and I thought his boxing wasn't that impressive in that fight with John Jackson. I know he stopped John Jackson, but I know he was losing all of the earlier rounds. Like, I think, as I can remember, he lost like the first 5 rounds, and I'm like, yo, this dude is gonna lose this fight. You know, John Jackson's fighting on his back foot. He's outboxing him. He's countering him. He's timing Jamel well. Jamel landed a shot, got him out of there. So I'm glad he stopped him and he stuck to the game plan. But in the Hatley fight, and no, I do not think Hatley is as good as John Jackson. I don't think Hatley is that good. But you gotta give him credit, because Jamel looked he looked much more polished coming forward. And I think like in this fight, I think he found a way to balance himself where he's coming forward, but he's not as reckless, you know. I think at this point, he's probably at the best I've ever seen him. You know, because now he knows how to sit down and his punch is right, but he found that balance of where, you know, if he has to, you know, he could switch it up, go back on his back foot, you know, start moving laterally. And I feel like now he's found that right balance, like where he's more of a complete fighter now. You know, everybody used to say that Jamel was the boxer and Jamal was the, you know, the power puncher. Nah, I think now Jamel has found that balance where he could outbox you, but he'll knock you out at the same time. You know, so he's dangerous, and I think he's going to continue to improve. You know, and a lot of people don't like the Charlos because they feel like they're too emotional. You know, they don't play around, and that's just them. You know, and I don't blame them. They don't feel like they're getting the respect they deserve. You know, I seen in these, you know, interviews and with the media, like they're not willing to do media with certain people. You know, I seen in the post fights. You look at the post fights, they usually don't want to talk to or deal with the guy they fighting. You know, they don't really show that sportsmanship, and a lot of people don't like them for that. You know, but at the same time, a lot of their opponents recently have been doing a lot of talking leading up to the fight. If you look at Jamel, right? If you look at Jamel Charlo, he fought Vanis Martirosyan, who was doing a lot of talking. They was talking about how they used to spar and all that. You know, Martirosyan was doing a lot of talking before that fight. If you look at Gabe Rosado chopped down Charlo, you remember all that. He was another one that was doing a lot of talking. You know, you look at Jamal. You could look at him and what happened with him and J-Rock. J-Rock was doing a lot of talking before that fight too. If you look at Charles Hatley, there was a lot of stuff going on leading up to that fight. You know, where the camps were brawling it out or getting ready to. If you look at like the video and the footage and everything in the hotel, things got kind of ugly leading up to that fight. So you can't really blame them for the way they are. You know, you could call them arrogant, but you know, you could call them whatever you want. At the end of the day, as long as they getting the job done in the fights themselves, that's all that matters to me. Jamal said, yo, we ain't friends no more. I'm at 160 now. I respect it. Because I'm tired of everybody acting like they too buddy to fight each other. You know, we like brothers, that's big bro, this, that. Nah, I'm tired of that. You know, I mean, look at Lara. Lara was like, well, I'll fight Jamel. Jamel is not part of he ain't with Ronnie Shields no more. He's not part of our camp, so I could fight him. You know, at one point, I didn't think the Charlos and Lara would ever fight, and they might still not ever fight. But what I'm saying is now, you know, look how the game is. You know, a lot of guys that's part of each other's camps at one point, a lot of sparring partners end up having to fight each other. It is what it is. It's part of the business. You know, but you got to respect the Charlos, man. Because at 160 right now, at 160, I think Jamal can give Triple G a good shot. That's a good future fight if it happens. You know, because I think Jamal could beat all those guys. And I would love to see him fight Danny Jacobs. Whether he fights Golovkin, Jacobs, or Canelo in the future, those fights are all good to me. Happy with all those fights. You know? And as far as Jamel, that fight with Jarrett Hurd, great fight. His mandatory, Erickson Lubin, great fight. I'm very interested in seeing that fight. The Erickson Lubin fight is a great fight. And the Hurd fight is a great fight. And the Lara fight is a great fight. And then Demetrius Andrade, whatever he's doing, you know, whatever he decides to do, I ain't even talking about Andrade and Lara. Them two should not be fighting nobody but each other. Seriously. because that's been going on way too long. That's before even Charlo was really in the picture. They need to get that out of the way. Seriously, stop playing around. I'm tired of those two, both of them. I'm tired of both of them. Seriously, too much nonsense going on with that. Both of them, too many inconsistencies. I'm tired of both of them. But yo, you gotta respect the Charlos, man. Still undefeated, and they got good names. Both of them got good names. There's no better one and whatever. They both get knockouts. Jamel's getting knockouts now, and he's looking more impressive. You know. And Jamal just knocked out a guy that a lot of people thought would beat him. And I was worried about Jamal on that after that weigh-in, man. I was like, I don't know. Jamal looking kind of, his cheeks look like, his face looked like he's sunken in. But he was fine at the fight, man. He was looking good as ever. You got to respect those two, man. There's no gimmick with them. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think on those.